things are really going to get busy the next couple of days, especially for the eastern end of the state. And that's why we're officially declaring a first alert weather day for Thursday and now even Friday. We're talking about Thursday afternoon. This is going to kick in the most significant weather on Hawaii Island and Maui County. And the timeline will be Hawaii Island Thursday after 2 o'clock. And things get really interesting during the 5 and 6 o'clock hour through the overnight hours over the far eastern end of the state. And then it's going to move west over probably into Maui County on Friday. Heavy rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Thunderstorms a big concern, and it looks like we'll have the right ingredients for some severe thunderstorms to develop potentially over the state and snow on the summits as well. As we take a closer look at this first alert weather day for Thursday, initially we've been seeing thunderstorms the last couple of days over Hawaii Island. So the concern has been the already saturated grounds there. So things start to deteriorate there Thursday afternoon into the Friday evening hours. And then for the rest of us, we'll start seeing more rain on the way for Friday. But adding into the first alert weather day will be Maui County on Friday because of the potential of heavy rain there. I don't normally show this map all the time, but it shows us the upper atmosphere. And Kona lows are a different beast when it comes to storms. Usually when we have a storm system, a front, it comes in from the west and drops in from the Pacific Ocean from west to east and slides down the island chain. This one is cut off from the jet stream, so the steering winds are going to have this system just meander ever so slowly close to the islands. Notice it initially starts to the north of us, but as the center of this low pressure system then goes to the south and dives in, that puts the placement of Hawaii Island and Maui County under the most unstable conditions. And it's when the axis of this disturbance moves to our south, and that's going to open up gates to deep tropical moisture and create instability. You kind of think of it of a conveyor belt or a river of deep tropical moisture that's directed over Maui County and Hawaii Island for Thursday and Friday. The rest of the island chain will see some heavy pockets of rain too. Not as much rain because the severity is going to be focused over the far eastern end of the state with the placement of this Kona low. And notice 9 o'clock on Friday, it's still just offshore, meandering slowly, and it slowly peels away. So we're going to have several days of heavy downpours depending on the position of this Kona low. And that's why we'll have to look at the science of the upper atmosphere to determine what's happening at sea level. But let's take a closer look at what's happening at sea level. Your island by island futurecast shows that very well. Here we are, 9 o'clock on Thursday. Pretty quiet start to the day. This is probably when you folks on Hawaii Island could do some storm prepping, talk about what's going to be happening. I know parts of the island could be flooded out, so that's why you'll probably have to do some of the shopping, be prepared, and notice the heaviest of the showers are going to be offshore. And then Thursday at 3:30, we'll start seeing that hit Ka'u and maybe Hilo getting a little bit wet. Maybe Kona seeing some wet conditions there, but really it's that southeast shore that's going to be seeing the brunt of the heaviest of the showers. And then when it's anchored to the mountains over Mauna Loa, that's when thunderstorms could fire up, and that's where we have that winter weather advisory. And this is going to be a lower snow event. We're talking about elevations dropping to 10,000 feet, which is incredible, and that could bring us lots of snow. And we're talking about maybe up to even a foot of snow. On top of that, maybe up to a foot of rain closer to sea level. So we have a lot of elements. Thursday evening, really busy. Most of the heaviest stuff is still offshore, but you can see as it gets caught up and anchors itself to the mountains, that's going to be a concern. We're seeing some heavy rain near South Point offshore on Friday, according to this one weather model, and then it plows on over 8:30 as that low pressure system, I showed you the upper level low pressure system, pivots a little more towards the south. That's when we're really going to be seeing things deteriorate Friday morning for Hawaii Island. We'll start seeing that over windward Maui as well. And then you can see for the rest of us, some light showers Friday at 12:30. Some of the heaviest of the showers will just be south of us. And depending on the position and axis of that low pressure system, as it pivots a little farther south of the island chain, will kick up the moisture over the eastern end of the state with those south south winds, and we're talking about powerful upper level winds as well. So on the summits itself, we could see winds up to 70 miles per hour over Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa, maybe even stronger than that. And then even on Maui, the House of the Sun, Haleakala, could see some snow as well, especially probably Friday night into Saturday. So very interesting weather. Focus will be Maui County and Hawaii Island to begin with, and that's where our first alert weather days will be Thursday afternoon into Friday. Friday, the most significant weather over the eastern end of the state, and then we'll have to wait and see as this comes together what's going to happen for Saturday. But a lot to dive into. These upper level systems with Kona lows are very complex systems, and they could bring a whole lot of rain day after day as well. Taking a closer look, here's Friday at 9 o'clock. How much rain can we get? Up to 12 inches a possibility. So a foot of rain, and then notice Maui, still a whole lot of rain there. We're going to be seeing some of this caught up over the mountains as well. Molokai, about 5 to 6 inches of rain. You can see even Lanai gets in on the action. And then the farther west you go, less rainfall totals for now, but it all depends on the position of that Kona low. So a lot of science behind this. We have to dive into what's happening in the upper level dynamics to really determine what kind of weather we're getting. Right now, though, some north winds for half of the state. So it was nice and refreshing this morning to wake up to those temperatures in the 60s. We'll see fast moving showers, and then we're seeing clearing skies over Maui County, a break for Hawaii Island. Yesterday they had some thunderstorms, so it's nice to have that break. But today into the next couple of days, you should be prepared over Hawaii Island, especially with a foot of rain coming your way. Maui County, the same too, a lot of rain, and you know, with those flood prone areas, it's really hard to get to place from point A to point B. And the power of water is incredible. Do not drive over running water. So that is a huge concern. So initially, this low pressure system starts to the north of us as it rounds the bend and then dives to the south. That's when this plume of moisture, this deep tropical moisture, will be tapped into that for the far eastern end of the state. So we will be watching the dynamics the next couple of days. Today, though, we're talking about pop-up storms, a cool start with those north winds, snow on the summits, like I was talking about, starting off at higher elevation, then dropping to 10,000 feet. Very strong Kona winds on the mountaintops and heavy rain now with first alert weather days for Thursday and Friday for Maui County and Hawaii Island. So as we march on through the 7-day forecast, today we'll be seeing pretty mellow weather, but some passing showers, some heavy pockets. And then first alerts, we're talking about declaring for Thursday into Friday with all of these ingredients coming together, especially for the eastern end of the state. And that doesn't start until 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Thursday. So keep that in mind. Thursday morning is going to be fairly quiet for you over Hawaii Island, so time to prepare. And then Friday, that's when things really take a turn. And then Saturday, some lingering moisture. And depending on how this moisture holds together will depend on how the weather will be over the western end of the state. So Kauai, you'll probably get about 2 to 3 inches of rain. Over the North Shore, the Waianae Range, and also over the Ko'olau Mountains will get the most rain as well, maybe about 3 inches. But Hawaii Island and Maui up to about 6 to even 12 inches of rain after this is all said and done. And things are still unstable into the following week. So make sure to download our Weather Now app. It's a great tool to have. We will be giving you updates throughout the day on all of these weather events that are unfolding, and it looks like we're going to be stacked up with busy weather and busy first alert weather days, especially Thursday, Friday into Saturday.